My name is Mohammed Al Shroof. I joined AIKO for almost now 2.5 years, and I'm working for the product and solution department. And yeah, today we will be going through briefly the company, just to give you an idea about the company in case you are here for the first time. Then we'll be moving to the interesting part, which is like our panels, the product, and the technical features we have. And at the end, we're gonna review together like a case analysis and a case study, a comparison between our panels and the mainstream panels in the market, and see the advantage we can bring to your project from your perspective as an installer or as an EPC companies, and as well as from the angle of the owner, how he could basically has a better business case and enhance his his financial benefits. So let's get started. And thank you for joining this webinar. I forgot to thank you, so thank you again for joining these webinars. And yeah, we will be always doing these from now and then, just to refresh your mind about our products, about the new roadmaps, what's coming next, and get engaged with you, and yeah, just keep you updated. So maybe part of you already know that AIKO is an international company. Here you can see our presence worldwide. If we're talking about Europe, we have 120 employees. It's good to know that AIKO has shipped so far 170 gigawatt of solar cells and solar panels, because we originally started our business producing and developing the solar cells and selling these cells to other manufacturers. Till 2022, we started the solar panels business. We have around 10,000 employees worldwide. We are very technology-driven company, focusing on the research and development to increase the efficiency of our products. We have 3 research development centers, 2 in China, and one is based in Germany, in Freiburg. Yeah, we have also tier 1 in terms of Bloomberg and financial status. Yeah, it's also good to mention that we started in 2009 the solar cell business. Till 2021, we invented our back contact cell technology. We call it ABC, like all back contact. Just to let you know what does it mean. Basically, we shifted the electrical circuit to be only from the back side, and leave the front surface completely free to utilize the sunlight. And this kind of optimization led us to increase the efficiency of the solar cell and the power output as well. Heavily involved in the research and development part of the institutes we are cooperating with, in order to drive the industry for more powerful and efficient panels. So that was just a small brief about the company. If we talk about the products and the features, it's good to start with the most updated product we have. So if we refer to a standard panel like the 1762 length by 1134, we could deliver at the moment a panel with 500 watts. So if we compare to our previous generation, we could increase the power output with 15 watt more, and compared to the mainstream products, we have 30 to 35 watt advantage. In terms of efficiency, it's overall 6.4%. So again, this is our, let's say, strategy to keep increasing the efficiency and the power of our panels. And we're gonna see how you can get benefit out of it as an installer as well as the owner of the solar panels. Talking about the commercial and industrial products, we have different panels, depends on your market. For example, in South Europe, I have seen they use a lot the big panels, and in UK market, especially for the flat roof, they go to the 54. The same thing in Germany, 54 cells panels, something in not too big, so it's easy to maneuver and install on the rooftop. So you can see we have for the small panels we have a power up to 500. This is the 54 cells. We have two versions like mono and double glass. We have also the 60 cells version, mono and double glass, power between 520 to 545. Also, we have a black version of this panel. So if you have a customer, even commercial, I have seen some customers, they prefer to have a black panel version. So we have them as well on the 60 cells version. Also, we have the 2278 length with a power of up to 630. And for the very big panels, the 2382 length by 1134, power of 660. This big panel, we have two versions, one based on the 72 cells and another one on the 66. They're a bit different, but the power is around 660. And next year, mid of next year, we're gonna touch 670. So it's also worth it to mention that you can see all these panels give you the advantage to improve the power output. 30 to 50 could be watt compared to the mainstream panels. So all the double glass panels has a fire class A. This is maybe something we're gonna go through in the coming slides. It's also good to know that the small panels like the 54 and 60, they have long cables, normally 1.2 meters, and they have as a standard Stubli Evo 2 connectors. For the big versions, we have we use our AIKO connectors, and we have the two versions of the short and long cables. But if you have, for example, a specific need to have Stubli connectors for the big panels, also we're open to do that. Depends on the volume, depends also on the lead time of the project. So overall, I would say the value we can bring to your, the value we can bring to your projects can be categorized in three angles: high power, high return, and high reliability. The high power and also the other features here you can see in the middle, like partial shading optimization, lower temperature coefficient, and lower degradation. Plus the high power will help you to increase the return and enhance the financial benefits. This is normally for the PPA, let's say, projects, and for the asset owner as well. Also for the high reliability, we have some good features we're gonna go through. So talking about the high power, maybe we just focus on these white backsheet panels, these full black panels, mainly for the domestic, for the residential segment. But for the white backsheet panels, you can see that we have at least a 20 watt more than the TOPCon panels, which will lead for some advantages we gonna see in the coming slides. Also, when we talk about high return, it's good to know that we have the partial shading optimization, and it means our panels will produce more energy and the yield will be improved. In case of shading, at the end of the day, all the panels will suffer from shading, depends on how severe is the shading. But maybe it's good to see this video together to give you an idea how we have an advantage and how we could improve that. Sorry, just now. So the shading can happen because of a nearby chimney or some tree leaves. So for example, here you can see our panel has an advantage of less impacted by the shading, I would say. So still you can produce energy out of it in case of the shading. Here's also like the tree shading, how it affects our panel. Maybe you can see that you lose basically the shaded cells, but still the adjacent cells in that specific block can produce some energy. So 41% against 67, it's quite good benefits. The same thing like with the tree leaves. Here you just lose 6%, but for the mainstream panels, based on TOPCon technology, you basically lose the complete block, like 30%, 33%. So this will increase the energy output and make the business case more reasonable. Also, it's good to mention in terms of energy yield, we can enhance the energy output due to the lower temperature coefficient. So our panels has minus 0.26% per degree, while for the TOPCon it's minus 0.29. So this is a big advantage for the countries in Southern Europe, because you have more hot weather compared to, for example, Northern Europe. Also, the lower degradation, our panels has a degradation of 0.35% from the second year and so on. And for the TOPCon, it's 0.4%. So if we keep an eye on the degradation lines, at the end of the degradation lines over 30 years, you can see the difference is quite big. It's getting 1.5%. So these two features also will help you to produce more energy and enhance the business case. In terms of reliability, it's good to know that we use copper alloys instead of silver in our electrical circuit. So basically we have upgraded the material in terms of, this has a good advantage in terms of micro cracks. Also, we use a different process, like a copper electroplating process. This doesn't produce heat like the silver sintering, and it has a less heat dissipation, and it doesn't affect the cell performance. Another also upgrade we have done, that the entire electrical circuit is made by copper. On the other hand, for other technologies, they have kind of a mix between silver and copper, and this has some downgrades in terms of micro cracks. And if we compare also the soldering method between the cells, for the back contact technology, it happens all the way from the back side, but for the TOPCon, you need to make this kind of Z-shape welding, which causing a stress on the cells and also initiating the micro cracks, which could have a hot spot in the future, and also affect the energy output negatively. Talking about also the high reliability, it's good to see this video. Basically, we apply like a smashing test on 2 kilograms, and we see the current loss before and after this test. So for us, it's 18%. For the back contact technology based on non-copper, like normally they use silver, they lose 30%, and for the TOPCon, they lose even more. So this is something unique we have, because we are the only back contact modules using a complete copper electrical circuit. It's also good to know in terms of reliability, we have less temperature in case of shading, so it means we have less potential to have a hotspot. Let's see this video where we apply an equal shading for both like cells. On the left side, it's our panel where we apply shading for one hour. And the same thing, we do it for our TOPCon panel and see how much the temperature goes. So for the TOPCon, it's 147 degrees. And for our panel, it's 100 degrees. So this is also, again, due to the back contact technology and also related to the partial shading optimization. This will have less potential to have hotspot and less potential to have in the worst case scenario like fire incidents. Moreover, talking about also the reliability, our panels has a fire class A according to the IEC standards. So basically, our double glass panels has a fire class A, which is an advantage for the asset owner, as well as for it reduces, I would say, the cost for the insurance, because the owner of the solar project normally they have insurance for their panels, and if they can present the certificate that these panels has a fire class A, they could do some savings there. Also, this could be like a key essential requirement for some projects, especially in the public tenders. So it opens the door basically for these tenders to participate. What we have seen recently in the market, a few TOPCon suppliers, they are using 1.6 millimeters instead of 2 millimeters like front and back side, and this has less advantage in terms of fire rating and so on. Also using a thicker glass, like for our monoglass, we use 3.2 millimeter. We could pass the test of hail test performance of 40 millimeters hail snowball. Also, our double glass passed 35 millimeters of hail snow. For the TOPCon, as I said, a few or some of the TOPCon panels stick to the 1.6, which has a less hail test performance, like 25 millimeters. This depends on your country. If you get a hail snow, if you get a hail balls, or I have seen this is quite important in Switzerland and southern part of Germany. But it's an added value for some regions, and to protect the panels basically from not getting damaged. It's also good to know that we are trying to chase and fulfill all the European and some local certificates, standards. So in terms of EcoVadis, we have a silver medal. We have also tier 1 in addition to other environmental reliability tests as well. So if you have a project which requires one of these or kind of technical due diligence, yeah, feel free to reach us. Normally we have a dedicated solution team for each region. Basically, you can get all of these documents. Part of them, I believe it's available online on our website, but in case you don't get any of these, you can always reach us. Yeah, we're done with the product, with its features. It's good maybe to have a look on the case analysis and the comparison. Yeah, so basically, this is something maybe in you we are presenting, like how the EPC, you guys, like the installers, can increase your revenue with our solution. So in this case, you can increase your revenue by 7.7%, and this is due to the efficient panels you can use from AIKO. So again, we're talking about this case, like this is a kind of a common or a kind of a standard commercial rooftop project using 605 panels. With the TopCon panels, like the mainstream, you can get 455 watt per panel. In our case, you can get up to 490. This is an available panel now you can find in the market. It means you can increase the DC capacity if you utilize the same space roof, providing the same number of panels for the two options. You can increase the DC capacity by 7.7%. And the only thing you need to consider is investing slightly more on our panels, because you're buying basically more powerful panels. But what you have on the other side, you're gonna save on what we call the balance of system, all the associated equipment. So we're talking about the mounting system, because you have the same mounting system for the two options. But if you look to the mounting system cost per watt or per kilowatt peak, it will be reduced. The same thing for the inverter, the same thing for other components like cable trays, ballast, all of that will be reduced. A big saving also on the labor, because you have basically you have the same work to do, but you have a bigger DC capacity. Again, if you look to the cost per watt or per kilowatt peak, there will be a big saving. So our target at the end of the day to let you have the same capex per watt or per kilowatt peak. In this case, it's like 40 pence per watt. And when you sell this system with a markup like 10, 15, 20% based on your market, based on your internal policy, you can basically sell a bigger system to the end user. And in this scenario, basically you can increase the revenue by 7.7%. So depends on the power of the panel you're gonna select. For example, if you go with our 480, this will be slightly lower. If you go with the 500 watt panels, it will be even more. Depends also on the TopCon panel power class you are comparing with. But basically, this is the idea, how the EPC, how our partners can make more revenue with the efficient panels from AIKO. On the other hand, if we look to the owner of basically your customer, to the owner of the PV project, these guys basically will buy a bigger system. Instead of 275 kilowatt, they will buy almost 300 kilowatt peak. So they buy 7.7% more DC capacity. For sure, they need to invest more, like in this case, 10K more. But on the other hand, they have a bigger system, will produce energy over the 20, 25, 30 years, depends on the calculation you run. And they can get, in this specific example, they can get 90K. So it's really worth it, like to invest slightly more at the beginning, 10,000, and make 9 times in this case, like 90K. On the top of that, also, as we run through, they have a package of like ultimate safety, like fire resistance. They improve it from class C to class A. Also, they improve the high temperature restriction. As we have seen in the video, the temperature of the cell doesn't go too high. They have also the micro crack resistance and the anti-hail. So this is comes like an extra on the top of the project. I think, yeah, we have also done these marketing materials recently posted on our like LinkedIn and other social media pages. But if you think it's useful, we can also share it with you, get with your customers. Basically, the same features we run through in terms of reliability, like fire resistance, stronger hail resistance, the micro cracks, and yeah, the temperature coefficient, and the partial shading optimization. Yeah, finally, I would say if you are still not part of our community, we have an installer community. I encourage you to scan this code and register, and basically you can review some videos inside. There's also an exam, a very basic exam, taking 2-3 minutes. But if you do this exam, you will get 500 points, which will let you redeem some gifts. Also, if you are buying our panels, you can always upload the invoice and redeem more points. And some of our installers already this year gain enough points, and they were able to travel to China to see the factory. So this is part of the things you can redeem. If you have enough points, you can go to China, and the AIKO company will cover the cost for this visit, basically. So I encourage you to scan this code and give it a try. At the end, before we jump to see your questions, I would like also to show you this thing. Actually, I can maybe put it in the chat. So we have this kind of service. If you need any technical support for your commercial projects, you can basically just fill this form and just provide some essential input, and one of our solution team will reach you to investigate and see what kind of help and support you need. Basically, here you can describe what you need yeah, inside this block, and you can submit. Let me put maybe this link in the chat. So if you have any question, just feel free to drop it in the questions box or in the chat box, because I think I'm done with the content for today, unless you have anything to discuss. Still, I don't see anything in the chat so far. Okay. It sounds everyone is happy, everything is clear. I hope so. Yeah, then I would like to thank you one more time for joining this session and wish you a great day. Thank you, everyone.